Mirage, and welcome back to The Legend of Mirage. In this episode, I make an active effort in learning the location of Mardi Jester's base of operations. Join me for that, and I will meet you there. Look, I know you two are friends, so if you tell me where Jester's base of operations is without any trouble, I'll make this easy on him.
Love you.
In what is apparently a continuation of the Beskar I Sharky Shell challenge, this time I'm going for the challenge to outlast players and collect gold bars. So, if I were smart, I would make a move to hit 2 targets with 1 blaster bolt and take a bounty. Yeah, that would be the wisest way to go about it. But I don't remember the exact details of exactly what I'm doing here, even though that I've reviewed this footage fairly recently. By the way that I'm talking, you may notice that I haven't done it recently enough. Well, you know, this is exactly how hard this series has been for me. You've seen 2 parts of a gag reel that I put out that showcases how much trouble I've had trying to get this sorted out, but yeah, it was rather tough for me. I have to admit that this is literally the first time I've done something like this, so just be patient with me and I will try and get this out as quickly as possible, and hopefully we will see exactly who wins the score war. And if I win, it would solidify me as the best bounty hunter out of all 4 of them, which would be an absolute honor, because I'm already the best bounty hunter in my galaxy. I just need to prove that to the denizens of this island. So, I have a lot to prove here. I have quite a bit of pride to stand upon here, and thus I cannot afford to get dead last place. I'm sorry, but that's just not how a Mandalorian works. We are fierce warriors, and we will take nothing but the best. Otherwise, we just disgrace ourselves, honestly. Like, we have a warrior code. We cannot be cowardly. We cannot be cheap. We just have to, work as hard as we can and do what we can to survive. The thing about it is, many of us don't even remove our helmets because, as some Mandalorians call us, the children of the watch. I'm not sure what they're implying, but, stuff like that, it's just unimportant to me for starters. I couldn't care less what they call us, just as long as some of them fear us as some of the mightiest warriors in the galaxy. And that is well warranted because many of us are very skilled against Jedi. We have blaster-proof and lightsaber-proof armor that prevents us from being killed real easily by either. And thus, we have a fearsome reputation. We also close ourselves off from the Force, and we also have many weapons that the Jedi can't really defend against, like flamethrowers cannot be deflected by a lightsaber, explosives are tricky to avoid, and it's just, that's pretty well all that we know of, honestly, that would give us an advantage over the Jedi, or any Force-sensitive individual in general. Like, we have only once had a real Force-sensitive Mandalorian who became the leader of our planet, and even crafted his own unique lightsaber, the likes of which have never been seen again. That was called the Dark Saber, and its uniqueness is very much valued among Mandalore, as it is actually a symbol of leadership in honor of the one Force-sensitive Mandalorian we got. However, a conflict broke out, and now very few Mandalorians have ever been Force-sensitive again. It's really... I'm probably the first one in eons, to be honest with you. Like, somehow, I'm the chosen one, and I don't really know how to feel about that. It culminated in years upon years of training, by both sides, Jedi and Sith alike. The first few years have been torturous, and that has made me even tougher because of it. And the last few have been not so much, because the Jedi that taught me did not teach by fear, but through the Jedi code, basically. Which is actually kind of fascinating. I kind of flip between the two, depending on exactly what type of mission I'm in. Like, I use those Jedi mind tricks whenever it's a weaker opponent that I'm up against. But if I'm up against an opponent that Mandalorian training alone doesn't cut it, then I will buckle down and use my dark side abilities. And you might think that every time that I use them, I lose a piece of my Jedi Order training, but the truth of the matter is, I'm not either Jedi or Sith. You might call me a gray Jedi, so to speak. I use both sides of the Force as I need to. I don't just completely give in to one or the other. So, there's that. And there we go. That's me taken down. In this match, I get progress on the challenge to deal damage to opponents while crouching. I and Grey Gunner are now landing at Pleasant Park, and we will be seeing what we can do from here. This match is about 3 minutes and 12 seconds from beginning to end, so whatever happens has to be within that time frame, or else it's not going to be very much progress. Anyway, I break this bed and grab some gold bars because, you know, bounty hunter and all that. And then I go on down the stairs to see what else I can find. When I don't find anything in the house, I drop down and open up the garage, getting some ammo in the process. And then this guy was right next to me, and I paid him no heed because he was no immediate threat to me. So, I move across this soccer field and go into this garage, and that's where I find my assault rifle. So, when I go back to the house to check and see if somebody is there still, a plane is in the distance over here, and I decide to basically fire upon that. And this guy then takes me out and shakes me down to figure out where Grey Gunner is. And then he starts to finish me off right here. Now, it's Grey Gunner's turn to carry the torch, so to speak. And it appears that the progress that I get on the quest is actually a team assist progress. See, Gunner crouches whenever he fires at them in what I can only assume is an attempt to keep the opponent from hitting him. I don't think that he's actually getting progress on the challenge just like me. But, there we go. That's the quest, that's the round done. So, let's move on to the next, shall we? If you thought the last round was short, this one is even shorter. Or this clip, anyway. Clocking in at about 1 minute and 53 seconds, this is the quest to visit Snowmando Outposts. This is where those storm wings, so-called, are at. You know, those little planes that zoom around the map every now and again. Even the other competitors of the Score War, so-called, have hopped into one of these and essentially flown around the island to varying degrees of success. So now, I'm basically coming in here and seeing exactly what I can do. Also, I'm making a mental note of what I just got through doing, and after I get through with that, I'll be moving on with the rest of the round. In the meantime, I suppose it would be time to try and entertain you with some thoughts about the situation I'm in right now. I still have yet to figure out where Mardi Jester's base of operations is, and Great Gunner was no help at all. So, yeah, it's really not that great of a situation to find yourself in, trying to find something valuable to you and having a hard time of it. But I keep on going strong. Alrighty, so now I have a clip rather, in which I complete a challenge and earn myself a point in the Score War. This is the final part of Visit Snowmando Outposts. So here, at this point, I am looking on the map and checking out exactly what they look like through the map. And that happens to be one of the Snowmando outposts that I just marked. So, I am flying my way over there to see exactly what I can do from there. And that spherical object up ahead is apparently a very powerful force called the 0 point. Apparently that's how Agent Jones, so-called, brought us here. And he used some sort of gun to bring us back. And apparently it's our job to keep the loopers from exiting through that sphere. So apparently it is a heavily condensed portal. In that case, how is this world even stable? Like, if that portal leads to other realities, then how does it not just rip everything apart, is what I'm trying to ask. But, if this world is not only surviving, but instead thriving, then apparently it's not only safe, but with them being so worried about loopers leaving, then I'm guessing it's essential. Maybe it would collapse or something if it was used too much. In this clip, I get done with the challenges to eliminate IO guards and to deal damage while crouched. So, as you can see from the challenge progress here, this is the exact same round in which I got the challenge to visit Snowmando Outposts, both of the outposts of which I searched in the same round, or visited rather. So, If simply visiting the last outposts I needed wasn't good enough, I also managed to go above and beyond and get progress on a further 2 missions, or rather, complete them entirely, getting my second and third point of the episode. So, there we go. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Anyway, here I'm just standing around doing something. I forget exactly what at this point. And once I finish off what I'm doing, I move on to the rest of the round. And apparently I wasn't finished, even though I was moving right there. Like it would have you believe. And here I am talking to Snowmando, and he apparently offers a weapon called the Big Chill. Well, it's not so much a weapon as it is some sort of mobility tool slash deterrent that makes your enemies fly far away from you, especially with it giving them icy feet. So here, I smash the door open in the garage and make my way to the storm wings, whatever, as they are called. It's interesting that these things are called X4 storm wings. It's similar to some of the aircraft that comes from the universe that I'm from, except for instead of storm wings, they are called X-wings or B-wings or Y-wings or TIE fighters and all that stuff. Like, the thing about it is, the crafts from my universe and the crafts from this universe seem very similar, except, like with the weapons, pretty dated. So, alright, this. You'll see in the next episode what I'm talking about when I say this quest. Let me just say that Ruckus is one of the enemies that I had the hardest time with. Like, very, very few have actually managed to challenge me as much as that man. And the main reason for this is because I don't have access to some of my more powerful force abilities, and he has access to one of the most powerful weapons currently on the island. If I remember correctly, that would happen to be a rocket launcher, which would deal 100 damage per every time it exploded on you. So, yeah, that's pretty much why Ruckus was so difficult to fight against. But these two weren't, because I eliminated them one by one with my harpoon gun, which, while not firing as fast as the assault rifle, it does fire at a pretty good clip of speed, and it deals quite a lot of damage per each hit. So, let's just say that the harpoon gun is definitely one of the stronger weapons out there. Here I'm basically pursuing an opponent that was in this really weird, outdated vehicle. I have heard many loopers call that a pickup truck, but those, that has been very alien since I've came onto the island like this. This is to be the last clip of the episode, And what better way to end off than with a hot foot given to an opponent? Yup, this is the challenge to ignite opponents. So, the weapon that I'm going to be using is a pretty powerful weapon. And I'm not going to spoil very much more, I'm just going to let you guess at this point. But with there being only 2 weapons that are really powerful and that set the stuff on fire, I think half of you will be able to guess exactly what it is. The other half will guess wrong. Anyway, I'm going into the desert where the 0 point is hovering high in the air. It's honestly nothing short of a miracle that this island is even still stable, while that portal up there is just doing all sorts of weird stuff. Like, I have heard that that thing has actually imploded on itself into a black hole. That is an extremely dangerous thing to have happen, because there's no escaping a black hole. Like, it's going to draw in everything. Light, mass, everything. And given the weird way that this island operates, we would be lucky to die from the 0 point drawing us in like that. Because the intense gravitational pull that thing is capable of, and exactly how intense the gravity is in the center of a black hole, is enough to easily crush you to death in any other universe. However, death does not stick in this universe, so it would be very torturous to stay in a black hole like that. And next time there may not be any coming back. Next time it may just simply be an endless crushing within that black hole. But I digress. Now, I'm basically shooting this guy with my tactical assault rifle trophy from the IO guards that I got a challenge for. And once I take them out, I find the very instrument that I use for the challenge, the Dragon's Breath shotgun. This thing is a single shot shotgun that has a magazine size of 4, and it uses all 4 shots at once. The effect is a intense fire blast that if you hit an opponent in the head, that would eliminate them immediately. At least the last time I checked. At least during this particular season, and for a little while afterwards. I'm not entirely sure if it can still one-hit, but at the same time, this thing has more than just sheer power going for it when it comes to fear factor. This thing has the ability to set anything it touches with its fire on fire. So that's basically how that went. And that seems to be about it for this time. Join me in the next episode when I place top 10 with friends and squads, travel distance in a vehicle, defeat ruckus, destroy enemy structures with a pickaxe, loot ammo boxes at salty towers, and light and dance near a tomato shrine in Pizza Pit. In the meantime though, thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you all next time. Until then, may the Force be with you.